Yo, yo, yo! In this video, I'm going to show you how I use Guitar Pro to learn music more efficiently for the guitar. Now, this isn't a review of the Guitar Pro software, and it's not a catch-all where I show you all the features of this awesome piece of kit. Instead, I'm going to zero in on the things that I find to be most useful to me when I'm learning a piece of music. Before we get started here, there just needs to be a distinction made between learning something and practicing something. Believe it or not, they're not the same thing. In order to be able to practice something, that means to speed it up over time, because surely that's going to be the ultimate goal, right? Is that you speed whatever it is that you're learning up to the point that it should be, or the tempo that it should be played at. But in order for you to be able to do that efficiently, you need to have learnt the idea first. So when I use the word learnt, what I mean is that you need to be able to play the correct pitches using the correct rhythm at a slower tempo. You can only start speeding a musical idea up once you've done that. And that's something that people get wrong all the time. They try to practice something that they haven't learnt yet. And then they simply, as they're practicing, make mistakes. Then over time, practice those mistakes. And instead of it getting easier, it actually gets harder over time. So make sure that before you start practicing, you've learnt it first. And there are features in Guitar Pro, for instance, the feature where we can slow the music down, which make that whole process much more intuitive and much more enjoyable, because we can just slow the music down and play it at a slower speed before we start trying to speed it up. Firstly, let's just quickly go through these features, and then I will use them to learn the piece of music that you see in front of you. Talking of this piece of music, this is the solo from the Dream Theater song, Pull Me Under. I've picked this simply because I've recently started relearning it, and I've also already synced an audio track up with the transcription. I've already synced an audio track up with the sheet music that you see here, and I'm not going to teach you how to do this in this video. If you want me to teach you, then please do let me know, and I'll make another video which goes through this part of the software. Now, this is incredible because it makes the whole thing a little more immersive. Without the audio track, it sounds a bit like my friend described this as Mario music. Have a listen. And this is what it sounds like with the real audio. Much better, right? Right, let's just quickly go through some of the features that I'm going to use in a little more detail later on. The first thing is the counting button. In Guitar Pro, if you are activating something, it will be highlighted in blue. If you're deactivating it, it won't be highlighted in blue. So if I activate the counting here, I will get a 4-beat click before the transcription starts playing. And obviously, if I deactivate that, you won't get any click. If you want to play along with a metronome, then you will select the activate, deactivate metronome setting. So if it's highlighted in blue, it's on. If it's not highlighted in blue, it's not on. I'm just going to play this with both activated. Sometimes you won't want to play along with a metronome, and sometimes you will. The next thing is the loop function. So say, for instance, I want to work on the first bar of music. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to select it. If I've selected it, it's highlighted in blue. And I'm going to press the deactivate, or activate rather, loop function here. So if I press this and it's highlighted in blue, it will now loop my selection. And notice how I've got a click at the beginning because I have activated the counting button. And it'll start again. There's a slight mismatch in the tempo there, simply because I haven't set the tempo properly in the previous bar. So it's counting in slightly faster than it's playing, but that's just a mistake on my part rather than Guitar Pro's. I want to practice that phrase at a slower speed. So I'm going to press this button here and I'm going to select one of these speeds. I'm going to use 70%. So it will now be 70% of its original speed. Now that obviously is incredibly useful in of itself, because a musical idea might be too fast for you to be able to keep up with at the original speed, but you can keep up with it at a slower tempo. So imagine now that I've learnt this bit and I want to speed it up over time. Well, I can do that. If I press that drop down menu that I was using before, go to custom values and then select progressive speed, this will now speed up over time. So this is going to go from 70% to 100%, and each time it repeats, it's going to get 10% faster. Faster. Faster again. Faster again. This is full speed now. Okay, so let me put this into practice. Let me just show you how I do this. Right, so I'm going to listen to the first 3 bars nice and slow. There are some harder note values rhythmically here, so I think I prefer to listen to it rather than try to read the music before I start, if you see what I mean. So this is at 70%. In a second I'm going to loop it and play along, but I just want to have a quick look through it first. Okay. Okay, I'm kind of confident with that, so I'm just going to let that ruminate in my head and move on to the next bit. Now the next part is, as you can see, much more complicated because it's got some sextuplets in it. Now I've got a feeling there's a slight mistake in the transcription here, and there's a subtle nuance of the way that John Petrucci plays these sextuplets. They don't quite start on the beat, I don't think, but we're just going to roll with it. So again, I'm going to start by just listening to it. I'm just going to interrupt myself here for a second. Please don't forget to subscribe to the 60 Seconds of Shred YouTube channel. And if you like what you see here, leave me a comment because it really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Right, I'm going to loop this now, but I don't want it to speed up over time. I just want it to stay at a set speed. So I'm going to select 60% and it's going to repeat a few times at 60%, and I'm just going to play along until I've got used to the timing. Not quite. That was closer. Okay, I'm happy with that. So I feel kind of confident now, so I'm now going to play all 4 bars at that speed. Okay, cool. So now I want to speed that up over time. I'm just going to play this twice because I don't want to bore you with me just playing the same thing a whole bunch of times. So I'm going to set this to I'm going to ask it to speed up, progressive speed. It's going to go from 70 to 100%, and each time it repeats, it's going to get 15% faster. Okay, a little bit faster. We have it. Just a couple of other little points here. If you need more than 1 bar's counting on each repeat, you can press the 3 buttons next to the metronome here and select the duration of the counting. So at the minute it's just set to 1 bar, but you can set it to however many bars that you like. You can use the speed settings here and set a relative speed to any percentage value that you want. You don't have to just use the drop down here and use 25, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100%. So say for instance you'd like it to be played at 92%, then you can make that happen. Guitar Pro is an incredibly versatile app for guitarists of all levels, and I've just scratched the surface here when it comes to the features that are built into it. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe to the 60 Seconds of Shred YouTube channel, and if you're feeling really generous, leave me a comment about what you think I should do next. If you'd like me to make more content on Guitar Pro, then please do let me know and I'll see what I can come up with. If you've got any questions about the content of this video, then please don't hesitate to let me know and I'll help out where I can. And I'll see you in the next one.